Good morning, class. Today we'll learn about quarks. Well, if you think that ducks are the only ones who can produce quarks, you got it all wrong. In fact, the Sun Hadron Collider can produce huge amounts of quarks too. Well, that would be the end of the class. Thank you for watching. Just kidding. Let's start again. Like every other object that ever existed, ducks, you and Elon Musk are made up of protons, neutrons and electrons. In 1913, Niels Bohr stated in his model that electrons revolve around the positively charged nucleus in a definite circular path called orbits, but it left one question unanswered. If like charges repel each other, how can positive protons be packed together so closely in the nucleus? This made it very clear that a strong force must be keeping the particles of the nucleus together despite of their electromagnetic repulsion. As the experiments continued, dozens of new particles were discovered, and this made the identification of fundamental particles more difficult. So in 1964, Marie Gilman and George Zweig proposed that all these particles, including neutrons and protons, were composed of even smaller fundamental particles called quarks. There are merely 6 types of quarks, out of which only up and down are found in our environment and do not decay away quickly. These nucleons have 3 valence quarks at any given point in time, but they could also have tons of quark-anti-quark pairs present, as these does not affect the overall charge of the nucleon. However, the idea of having 3 valence quarks in the same particle violated the Pauli's exclusion principle, which stated that 2 or more identical particles with a half-integer spin cannot exist in the same location at the same time. Thus, in 1964, Wally Greenberg proposed that these quarks must have an additional property called color. It doesn't have any relation with the type of color which we see around us, rather it is a type of charge that would differentiate them from each other and they wouldn't violate any laws. Now, all naturally occurring hadrons are colorless, and this is possible because the primary colors red, green and blue found in quarks cancel out each other's property, resulting in a neutral white color. But that is not all about the properties of subatomic particles. Since these quarks zoom inside the sphere at insanely high speed, we need to do something to hold them inside the nuclei, which is where the gluons come into place. So gluons and quarks are best friends, they always stay together. Think of it like a spring. You can try to separate them, but the harder you pull, the harder they try to pull themselves back together. And if you use insane amount of energy, they reach their limit of proportionality and use this energy to create an antiquark and couple with it to form a meson. Additionally, a quark is formed to bring back the hadron to its original configuration. Hence, these quarks play a much more important role in our existence than just atoms. So the next time you appreciate your existence, don't forget to thank them. Thank you for watching.